Don with DRC. I'm going to do a video on repairing lights. This is the light in another spot that I installed it. Sits in there nice and flush. This is on a step here also. And then I have this other light. It was the last one that I installed. And then I have another, and I installed these two lights. This one's a little crooked, but I don't know, I can fix it, but I'm not gonna. Anyways, this is what they look like when they're not lit and installed. That are set into concrete. This light here was set in 18 years ago, and it has stopped working. The wire got broke underground by some gardener or something like that, and the wires don't get any more electricity. So this sat here like this for a while. So what I want to do is change this out. There used to be a light bulb in here, and there used to be a box in here. I took it out. It's a plastic box, and here's the wires right here. So the wires don't supply any power. So we took that off, and our first try was solar lights on the outside. So we had this in there for a little bit, and it looked pretty hokey. So everybody goes through the hokiness. So we went ahead and we did away with that. So we're gonna get rid of that, and we're gonna go in with this. This is a Home Depot solar light. They're 25 bucks each, and they got a million of them. So I'm going to cut this in right here. I'm going to cut it in here, and I'm going to make it fit so it does not fall out, but it doesn't need any screws or anything. It's just going to hold itself in there. So let's go ahead and let's start putting this in. You're going to need a marker. You're going to need a roto hammer with a spade bit. I've got my belt sanders in case I have to trim, just in case I have to trim the light. I got my power block, and I got my vacuum over there, and a light just in case it gets dark, and my vacuum hose, which just goes right up to the spot where I'm going to be working. So that's where I'll be working, right there. And we'll start with setting this up. So you want to line up the top. You want to line up the top and look at this thing. See where it's easiest to take the rocks out. So you can eyeball it right now. So just right there, because you already got a line set up right there. So we'll go ahead. Oops. We'll go ahead and mark this concrete. And you can't see it from here, but right there, you got a big old gap. Look at that. That's a big old gap right there. So you have to take enough rock to make this go all the way back. And that's that much rock you're going to have to take out. So all this is coming out within the lines. So we're going to just chip this out all the way around. And the line, it's going to sit like that. Looks like it's going to be about a ½ inch off the ground. So there's, go ahead and darken it up so you don't lose it. So when you're working, you're good to go. So good and dark. Make sure you get safety glasses. I like these here because I don't know, I can shoot in them, I can bust out rock with them, and they're safety glasses. So let's go to work. See the flat blade? That's going to get into your corners. So you want to have it straight up and down and put the handle in the same line. That way you can rest the roto hammer on a concrete while you move it. It's like a pivot, so you don't have to hold it in the air. So we'll just put it on the ground, just like that. See that? That way it holds it for you off the ground, and you don't have to work so hard. So we're going to start doing this. Watch the technique. Hey, looks a little bit closer. So it looks like the high spot right there, like that. So if it rocks from here to here, that means the high spot's here. It's hidden right there. So we need to knock this out, and we need to knock some of this down. And we need to knock some of this out. There you go. Set in concrete. We're not going anywhere. You know, and if you want to fill in the back behind it, you can get some concrete and fill it up. You know, maybe fill this in up here or something if you want to silicone it in place. And then that way you can just remove it just by cutting the silicone and putting a new one in when it goes out. But that's my video on installing a light. Went from old to old, younger, and there's 21st century. This is Don with DRC. This is my video on replacing walkway step lights. The wires have been broken. DRC out! The lights are very bright. You'll be able to notice that the lights are dim when they're just regular. That's what they look like. And then as you walk up, they have motion detectors on them. Boom, boom, and they turn on and light up. So those are my lights that I have put in there now. This is Don, DRC.